Maybe one day you gon' create some allure. Maybe one day you'll be great and go on tour.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see which conference reigns supreme today. It's the Jets and the Niners on Monday Night Primetime.
Well, they don't call them the faithful for nothing, Bronk. Fans numbering 70,000 strong have made the trek to Santa Clara, and they're ready to cheer on their 49ers here at Levi's Stadium. With Brock Hewitt up in the booth, I'm Kate Scott. What a great opening week to the NFL season it has been so far. And Brock, tonight's contest officially closing out week one. You know these teams are happy to have the big spotlight to begin their seasons.
Yeah, a bit of added energy and juice in the building. Added challenge at the same time, too, Kate. They are amped up. Okay, they've watched everybody else get a chance to play, and now all eyes are on them. It brings some added pressure, no question. And we'll get to see which team can rise to the occasion.
It's our Monday night opener for the season. Both teams are set up, and off we go. Israel Abanikanda on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So the Jets take the field for their first drive. They're led out by the four-time MVP who's been in this league since 2005, Aaron Rodgers.
I got a smile on my face. I know he has a smile on his face as he runs out with a new season ripe with every possibility. This is only the first scene of a 4.5-month movie where he could be playing the part of the league MVP and maybe leading a legit contender into the postseason. How he starts this campaign, though, well, how you start can have a massive impact on how things play out.
Finds a seam down the middle. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And it's good enough for a New York first down. One play in, and already they're close to midfield. Here's Breece Hall on the ground for the first time. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
We give to Hall on the draw. And he's able to get it past midfield and down onto the 49er side. It's a gain of 3 after the loss, but still 3rd and 8 to work with.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
He's on the move. He's running for it. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
So on 4th down, the Jets turn to a fan favorite. It's Thomas Morstead to punt it away. And this one is away, and he got all of it and then some. Oh, they are loving this one. It flies out of bounds, and it wasn't too far off the end zone. They're going to say it crossed at the 3. So here come the 49ers now to take over for the first time. And bringing them out, you cannot call him irrelevant ever again. Took his team to the Super Bowl last year. It's Brock Purdy.
Kid, I really think this is one of those moments where every starting quarterback in the opener, right? Week 1, all has a sense of gratitude. All has a smile on their face. You're one of 32 guys on the planet that get to start an NFL season, and you want to make the most of that chance.
And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. They stick with McCaffrey. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him about 3 yards, and now they can have 3rd and 5 to figure out.
This close to your own goal line, they really don't want to risk a sack. That means, well, one option, run it and buy whatever breathing room you can.
Into the hands of Samuel, complete. And this one gets up to the 14-yard line before he's stopped. Pick up a 5 on that play. And it brings up a San Francisco first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
From the gun, McCaffrey. And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
On second down, here's McCaffrey. And it's a nice gain off a really good effort there just to stay upright. 5 yards on the play. They could just do that again. 3rd and 2 coming up. Going run again with McCaffrey. First down and more, past the 35. They'll get 31 yards on the play. And that's a 49er first down.
Best run games in this league at balance can run it inside, and as they just showed right there, doing damage on the outside.
So the big play gets him just beyond midfield. It's first down. Now a give. It's McCaffrey headed right. And they had that one contained right at the line. Now a Sauce Gardner dropping him there. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
At the 47-yard line.
They'll try it right with McCaffrey. Has a lane inside the 35. Jukes out a one-stop. With some fancy footwork there for the touchdown. The 49ers have a great first drive and get the game's first points. Christian McCaffrey, the touchdown. Well, Brock, we normally talk about complimentary football at some point every week. So how about the way they've begun this one, huh? Force a punt and then cash it in for 6 on their opening drive.
Do we do it every game?
It feels like it. Almost every game, yeah.
I think you're right, because that's what the NFL is about. We all know the margins are so small in this league, and the team that typically plays the complimentary ball is typically the team that wins.
Jake Moody on for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the 49ers take a 7-0 lead as he starts this year 1-for-1. Here's Wishnowski now to handle the kickoff. Here's Abanikanda on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The second drive coming up now for the Jets offense. Their first drive of the season, an uneventful one, led to a punt, so they'll try to get some new season magic going here on their second drive. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. They'll start this one out with Hall. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. So we're down to 3 quarters remaining in our opening weekend of football. Neither side separating much so far. Back to Levi's Stadium right after this. Time for the second quarter of play. It's Jets football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Escapes a defender. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Jarvarius Ward brings him down. Give him only a couple that time. It's going to be 3rd down.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Rodgers throwing on third down. Into the hands of Conklin. And he's going to be across midfield, close to the 45 before going out.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Fourth down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. The 49ers are headed back out on offense as we get a look at Christian McCaffrey. And that front is really going to need to buckle down and provide some more opposition because he's gotten off to an excellent start here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Purdy gets this from the pistol. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Running back sent in motion. Back to the air on 2nd, Purdy. Nearly intercepted. Ooh, he almost had it. Couldn't bring it in. Incomplete. That brings up 3rd down.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
On 3rd down, Purdy. That's caught for the 1st. There he goes on the right side. Brandon Ayuk. Touchdown, San Francisco. The 49ers take a 13-0 lead. It's a Brandon Ayuk touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up. You can find pay dirt.
Here's Wishnowski now to handle the kickoff. Here's Abanikanda on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Jets have their offense ready to go again. They haven't been able to get that offense going just yet, Brock. The deficit at 14. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Looking out of the gun, it's Rodgers. Has him on the quick hitter. And he crosses the sideline a yard or 2 beyond, it looks like the 30.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
From the shotgun, Rodgers. He smartly won't risk something here, just chucks it away.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you've got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
Now Rodgers on 3rd and short. He has the 1st over the middle. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. They'll throw again, Rodgers. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down. Throwing once again, Rodgers. Wilson on the slant. They drop him with a big hit. At least he's able to hold on for the game, but boy, Brock, what a shot. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Again, Rodgers. Able to hit home, complete. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And it'll give the Jets a first down.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Throwing again, it's Rodgers. Short pass brought in. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
So it's the 2-minute warning here from the home of the faithful. The Jets pushing for a late spark before halftime. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Rodgers here from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Another try following the sack. And he's going to be touched down a yard shy of that marker.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
3rd and 1, now Rodgers. And he hauls it in for the New York touchdown. The Jets make it a 1-score game before halftime. Garrett Wilson with the touchdown. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Bronk. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
Pressure off left, and it's blocked. Ooh, and I think he envisioned this one going all the way back for 2, but they're able to track him down and limit the damage to just that blocked kick.
You just never know what could be the play at the end of the game that we look back on and say, you know what? That was the play that decided it all. It seems small now. It's just a little old point, right? But if this one stays close to the end, keep an eye on that block because that single point could loom very, very large.
The 49ers and Brandon Ayuk running onto the field. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. He'll get this to Samuel. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Upping the tempo with some hurry-up offense. First down throw by Purdy. That's taken in by Samuel. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Slated downs to approach here from the 40. Purdy on 1st down. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. All right, timeout taken by the offense. 5 seconds left, and they can take some points into the locker room on this final play of the half. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. This is going to be a 32-yarder from the left hash. Moody knocks it through. And it's now a two-possession game as the lead grows to 11.
I know, you always want to finish drives in the end zone, but no matter what, the important thing is they end in some kind of points, and that's mission accomplished there.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. Here's Abanikanda on the return. He's hauled down on what is the final play of our first half. We've hit halftime in our first Monday night contest of the season, as we hear from Jonathan Coachman over in Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. More from you and the old quarterback momentarily. But first, let's give everyone a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Najee Harris, a touchdown run in the victory. From there, we head all the way out west to see what's happening with the LA Chargers. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Raiders. Justin Herbert, 2 touchdown passes, as his guys are able to get the victory in their season opener. Finally, let's get right to the center of the U.S. map and check in on the Chiefs at home in Kansas City. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Patrick Mahomes, 2 touchdown passes, as his guys are able to get the victory in their season opener. We saw a fine performance in the first half from the former Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy. He's got a touchdown pass on the ledger as his guys were able to build a double-digit lead. These two teams heading out of the tunnel. We're ready to get back to it. For the call of the second half, here is the great Kate T. Scott. Kate? These two teams making their final adjustments for the second half ahead. It's time to get back at it. For the call, let's rejoin Kate Scott and Brock Hewer.
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the third quarter. We'll see what the first half adjustments of the season are as they're teed up, and away we go in our second half. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. We'll see the San Francisco offense first this half as they're headed out now. Their first drive of the new campaign netted a field goal. Now let's see if they can bump that up to a touchdown on drive number 2. The 49ers find themselves in a great spot to start this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. Shotgun snap for Purdy. Brought in by Ayuk. Rolling into enemy territory. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That's going to pick up the first down after a gain of 26.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Put the ball in your hands, number 1. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. From the gun is Purdy. Reeled in by George Kittle. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. To throw again, it's Purdy. That finds Ayuk, complete. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. Well, it seems like the only thing that's going to be able to stop this guy or even slow him down is going to be that final whistle, Brock. This defense has been inconsistent at best.
This is one of those moments where it just feels like it's a privilege to watch. Right? When you're at a concert and you're just listening to somebody that's the best.
Touchdown, San Francisco! So the offense showing a slightly different dimension there, Brock. Getting the running back involved with his hands for the touchdown.
Yeah, such an advantage. I think when you think about it, Kate, it really is about the 80s where we start to see these running backs not just tote the ball as runners, but be real weapons when they get the ball in the passing game.
Yeah.
That's well done.
On is Moody for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the 49ers push their lead to 18.
Mitch Wishnowsky to kick off for San Francisco.
Here's Wishnowsky now to handle the kickoff. Here's Abanikanda on the return. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The Jets and receiver Garrett Wilson back out to take possession. They're 1 for 1 so far to begin the new NFL season. Touchdown on their opening drive. Let's see if they have 2 for 2 in them. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now here's Rodgers. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Dre Greenlaw getting there for the stop.
You know, I've learned over the years, defensively, they call that the camera club. How many different guys can get rallying to the football? So that last shot you see on camera, you see as many defenders keeping that to a 0-yard gain. That's well done defensively.
Finds his target, Hall. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Conklin brings it in. They get an even 10 on that play. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down. Looking out of the gun, it's Rodgers. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tough one to retain through that hit. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. They'll throw it again. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete. Garrett Wilson, the intended receiver. So they're left facing 3rd and long. From the shotgun, Rodgers. Getting out to his left. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. It's a 21-yard gain. And it'll give the Jets a 1st down. They're set up at the 35 now. Hall running between the tackles. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Dre Greenlaw getting there for the stop.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. That was Devondre Campbell making the tackle. Niners countering with a 5th defensive back on this 3rd down. Rodgers to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now. The throw is caught. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6.
You'll often hear it said, in my life experience, it's true, the NFL is a game of matchups, so much more than any level. And these tight ends, we see it time and again, are such a matchup nightmare down the field.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss. We've reached the end of 3 in our Week 1 opener. It's not quite over yet, but it'd take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the 4th quarter. And the 49ers in a nickel set. 3rd down coming. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Escapes the pocket. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop it. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down. Don't go for it, Rodgers. He finds him beyond the marker. And that's a New York touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Zerline on now for the extra point. And this one, thankfully, not off the mark. He gets it to go.
Score, Niners 24, Jets 13.
Well, good news here. This is one kick that can't be blocked as he sends this away. Return coming from the 6. He's got a lane up past the 30. Great vision, gets him across midfield. I don't think they're gonna catch him. And he's gonna score. Touchdown, San Francisco. The 49ers have likely locked up the win right there. Isaac Guerrero with the touchdown. The advent of a new style of kickoff in 2024 created all sorts of new strategies to generate big returns. And Brock, here, we see their own design executed to perfection to spring them for 6.
Yeah, I don't know if we've seen a rule change that has invigorated special teams coaches, head coaches, all the coaches, as much as this one did this offseason, each looking for their own wrinkle to try to throw in there and do what we just saw, break it the length of the field for 6 big points.
That one splits the uprights. And the 49ers push their lead to 18. What do you think, Brock? Can we get dueling kick return touchdowns, huh? Let's find out. The kick is away. Here's a Conda on the return. Return's looking good so far. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. The Jets and Aaron Rodgers headed back out on offense. And he has to be happy about his game. We're checking some of the highlights right now that he's made so far. A good showing that's seen him in the zone from time to time. And also he's just seen the field well from his spot in the middle of this offense. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Rodgers set to pass. Hits him on the out route. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Hall there to haul it in. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
1st down, Rodgers. Throwing the out route complete. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. Offense up to the line fast. Rodgers here off the play action. Bails out of the pocket quick. He'll step up, and there he goes. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run. Wilson's got it. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. Working quickly here. It's taken in by Williams. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Intercepted in the end zone. That's Diamador Lenore.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. They really had the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. They're out and set, 1st and 10. On the counter, McCaffrey. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. We've reached the 2-minute warning in Santa Clara. 49ers looking like they'll start this season with a win. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Now a give, McCaffrey. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. This is the type of performance a former quarterback just like yourself, Brock, can marvel at. He's carried a great performance through much of this game. Even as the defense adjusted, tried to slow him down, none of it mattered.
I like the way you say that right there, Kate, because these moments the game does slow down. It is so fast on the field for the normal person, but when a QB's in a rhythm like this, the game is slow and he is dicing them.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Going with McCaffrey on the ground. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. They'll get 18 yards there. And it brings up a San Francisco first down.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost, and he busts those tackles.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Well, we've talked about this before, Brock. The thinking's simple but effective. We'll stop getting it to this guy when you find a way to stop him, and they have yet to do that today.
You know, there's just certain things up in this booth that I love. I think you could feel it emanating from me. And one of them is when you impose your will, and you don't back away from it. If they can't stop it, run it right at them.
So the 49ers earn the win in this one. And they're one of the fortunate teams to begin the season with a 1-0 record. So far, so good to begin this new campaign. So for Brock Eward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. It's a win for the 49ers, as we'll see you next time from Santa Clara.